Oh, hello. How are you guys doing today? I think, are we good? I think we're good. Okay. Good afternoon, everybody. I hope you're ready for this race. You're tuning in afterwards. I appreciate you just checking it out. And, yeah. But we're about to get into this race here. We're on the last pace lap, about to come to the green. And I'm excited to commentate over this one for you guys today.
Brand new Goodyear tires, and no one has a better situation to start the race than Kyle Busch, who starts 40th this afternoon.
It's going to be a really interesting race. You got Kyle Busch and Chase Elliott both starting in the rear today, so gonna see a lot of passing early on. It'll be interesting to see how many, if we get a lot of cautions or not, fuel strategy, all those things. If you saw the Xfinity Series race yesterday, you'll know that there's a ton of that stuff that plays. And if you've ever been, I mean, almost all road course races have a lot of fuel strategy and stuff like that that play into them. But I hope your guys' day is going well. Mine is. And, oh, here, I'm just checking some things really quick. Here, can you hear this?
Attacked those brats. The double brat from Jack. All right, we're going to keep him eating all afternoon long, and you can enjoy the race with the fans. Right now, he's up on the party deck. There's so many places.
So we are about to go get the green here in a second. Kyle Larson, my favorite driver, starting on the front row. I wasn't able to watch qualifying earlier because I was at church, so I'm really not sure. I know like a lot of stuff went down. But yeah, not sure everything.
Everywhere we go, at and away from the racetrack, they are excited. NASCAR's in town. That's tons of energy. So fun to see.
Here we are, about to get into this. These pace laps take so long, but here we are, coming to get the green flag. William Byron and Kyle Larson, AJ Allmendinger are your top three, leading the green. I know they got to wait so long before they get this. I wonder if to get this green flag. It's kind of weird, but it'd be interesting to see AJ Allmendinger and Austin Cindric how they do today. And here we are, restart. Looks like Byron in the inside got a pretty good launch. Allmendinger may be able to make a move on Larson for second going down here into turn one. So far, everybody keeping it pretty steady, 2x2. I don't see any 3 wide yet. Everybody's staying pretty calm. Byron is clear to Larson for the lead, but Allmendinger now going to have the preferred line on Larson going into turn two. And is he going to be able to get it? And it looks like Allmendinger may be up to second, but Larson is still there, and he's going to have the preferred line down here into turn 5. Man, I'm looking back in the pack to try and see if there's any bumping and banging going on just yet, but I think everybody's going to try and take this first bit pretty calm. And a wheel hopper locking up the tires. Man, Byron took a really not aggressive line into turn 5. And now Larson's going to be able to chance to get the lead from Byron here on lap 1. Reddick making a move on the inside of Allmendinger. And they are side by side for the lead. Oh, Byron's going to be able to get by in front of Larson. And Allmendinger also clears Reddick. Larson looks like he really wants to get to the lead right now. He's going to try and pass Byron on the outside in the slower lane. Oh, almost goes off into the dirt. Didn't have enough space back there. So far, your top 5 all still remain in the order that they started in. So, appreciate anybody tuning in. Appreciate anybody tuning in. Byron and Larson, Allmendinger, and now Reddick are battling. They're going through Canada corner. Hopefully I don't jumble my words together too much. But, man, these laps are so long, you know. This is a 4-mile circuit. Yeah, that's another thing. You don't want to hurt these tires super early in the run. We saw stuff like that come into play at the end of the Xfinity Series race yesterday. It was Allmendinger and Kyle Busch. Albeit Kyle Busch was on fresher tires also, which gave him an advantage.
Just recently radioed this to his team. I may, Brett, just kind of lay to hot me, possibly depending how hot it gets. The helmet already fell off my helmet, so I may just have to water off it stuff, but I'll let you know.
So, okay, breaking news, breaking development, only on lap 2. We've already got some bit of drama going on, and it is AJ Allmendinger he's lost his cooling tube to his helmet, and so this could become a long day for him if it gets hot up there inside his helmet. But anybody moving their way up from the back right now, after one lap, Kyle Busch and Chase Elliott are already up more than 10 spots. But neither of them have broken into the top 20 yet.
So all I had to eat yesterday was a single apple, but I feel like we have a legitimate shot, and his good buddy Chase Briscoe has been telling him.
Byron and Larson, really, it looks like Larson's got a faster car than Byron right now, but he's not trying to push the issue too early in the run. They're getting a bit of a gap now over third place, Allmendinger, and then to Reddick. But yeah, right now, if you're a Chase Elliott fan or a Kyle Busch fan and you're wondering where your driver is after starting in the back, Elliott up to 23rd after not even 2 laps, and Kyle Busch up to 28th. I'm also going to follow a lot of like not necessarily Rick Ware cars, but like those guys like Rick Ware, Spire, guys who tend to run farther back in the pack, because these give opportunities to maybe level the playing field a bit for some of the more talented road racers like James Davidson. I'd appreciate anybody watching. Drop a like if you haven't already.
He said that Xfinity car yesterday was exceptionally hot. So to Marty's point, that took something out of him.
Byron and Larson still your top 2. Then Allmendinger, Reddick, Cendric, Chastain, DeBenedetto, Hamlin. Oh, Truex makes a pass on Hamlin for 8th. And then Chastain or Suarez round out your top 10 after 2 laps at Road America. Looking kind of at the leaderboard to see if we see any of the faster lap times so far in this race. Who seems to be seems to be able to get putting down the fastest laps.
So many other things to this race car, particularly Steve in a road course. Yeah, I mean, you are using so much power for brake fans to cool the transmission, to cool the gear. So I know you're important.
So Byron's starting to pull a little bit away from Larson. Larson seems to maybe have a better early run car, or maybe he's just laying off of it right now. But Larson was really fast on the opening lap or so, but now he's losing a bit more ground.
Well, here's Daniel Suarez and that good Sam. Oh man, red and white.
Ooh. Oh, Daniel Suarez gets together with Truex and almost goes off the track going up the hill through turn 6. That was almost. Oh, and now Daniel Suarez has a problem. Daniel Suarez is slow on track.
I think the tires are up. There seems to be some kind of a failure in the drive line of this car.
Man, in the same spot, Ty Gibbs.
No, it's not going to come out if it's the same thing. So it sounds like it's some sort of issue that they have seen either on their car or their team cars this weekend. Transmission, maybe. So he goes inside, the 11 to Denny Hamlin, carrying a tremendous amount of speed, takes the left-hander, and then he just doesn't accelerate. This reminds me a lot of what we saw from Bubba Wallace in qualifying.
Man, yeah. We have seen a lot of transmissions go this weekend, and it looks like Daniel Suarez is another victim of broken transmission.
So this is another issue. He's like, go, gotta tell him. He's like, hurry up. He wants his husband. This is the pushing truck. We gotta get the pushing truck here.
So an early end of the day possibly for Daniel Suarez. On lap 3, he has transmission issues and is currently stalled out in between turns 5 and 6. Man, if this is another transmission issue, this would be the second transmission issue on a road course for them this season. So you wonder if it has to do something with the road course setup.
Championship. He won the Xfinity Series championship back in 2016. This is unfortunate. Raiders to 99, but this will not be the end of mechanics.
But this may be the end of the day.
This is just a tough place on a
for Suarez.
Yeah, this thing, they're already determined to take it behind the wall and get it fixed. So frustrating day already for this team. Suarez is going to get pushed back. It's NASCAR Cup Series from Road.
The next sucks. Suarez with a new sponsor on the car. Good Sam, another really sweet paint scheme for Trackhouse Racing, and that car is already done for the day. I wonder if anybody will try and come to pit road, try some strategy here early on. But yeah, so currently we are under commercial break for the first caution of the day. Yeah, if we look through the current running order to see who's been making progress and who maybe hasn't, here, just make it really quick. Yeah, so, yeah, if we look through the current running order really quick here, we got in the lead, William Byron, Larson, Allmendinger, Reddick, and Cendric. So your top five hasn't changed. But then we have Chastain, Matt Benedetto, Truex, Bowman, Hamlin, and that rounds out your top 10. Here, maybe this will help you guys see it a bit better. And then Logano, Bell, Buescher, Custer, McDowell, your top 15. Kurt Busch, Eric Jones, Laney, Keselowski, Elliott up to 20th. So Elliott, after starting in the bottom and tail of the field, is already up probably like 15 spots. And that, well, that is and then anyway, so Elliott, Almirola, LaJoy, Alfredo, Dillon, Busch, Newman, Harvick, Elliott, and Ty Dillon up in 29th. So they had to start in the rear, and they're up that far. Stenhouse 30th, where Bubba, after starting in the rear, has not made much progress, nor has Ryan Preece. And, yeah, so far, the only team with issues, Daniel Suarez. So we already may have one DNF on the day, Daniel Suarez. I'm kind of interested to see how these, like, slow, like, pretty much, like, guys like the Ty Dillon, the Rick Ware cars, Quinn Houff, you know, Live Fast, Spire, see if they can get any guys in the top 20. Like, you know, because I bet there's probably going to be some chaos down the stretch in this race. So it'll definitely provide some opportunities. Working on something here really quick. Oh, but we are back now live. And so Suarez is now behind the wall. His day already to an early end after transmission issues.
Rick, I wanted to give you an idea of some of the cooling that happens with the helmet. As we mentioned, A.J. Allmendinger having the helmet hose fall off. Let me first of all confirm it is sunny out here. There is not a cloud in the sky and 88 degrees. This is the opening where the helmet hose is connected.
So yeah, A.J. with a problem he had. So his helmet on the pretty much, not sure what time, but he radioed in on the second lap that his helmet hose had fallen off. So he essentially has no airflow to his helmet right now.
That is going to be critical for A.J. Allmendinger.
So not necessarily that it's going to make it hard to breathe as much as it's just going to make it really hot, really fast. So he's definitely going to have to adapt to that situation. He probably wasn't prepared to face today, but, you know, you got to prepare. I mean, this is one of those things, though, where, you know, maybe if they're running a full, you know, a NASCAR team that was running the full season, they probably would not have any issues like this. Yeah, so the road course ringers near the front are A.J. Allmendinger and Austin Cendric running in 3rd and 5th after starting 3rd and 5th, and your top 5 has not moved positions at all. It'll be interesting to see second restart if anybody's a little bit more aggressive now that they maybe have a better feel going through turn 1 with a pack of cars. Man, I love that Busch Apple car. Dude, I'm buying that die cast. I love it so much. I love that red car. Oh, I love that thing. Like, that thing is a beaut. Here they are. We're coming to the green for the second time today after a caution for Daniel Suarez stalling out on track. And we're coming to green. We're coming to green. The 5 laps of 14 now in stage 1. Let's see who gets a better jump on this restart. Pretty even right now. Outside lane did not give a good push to Larson, but he is hanging tight there with Byron. He may be edging out in front of him here a bit. Oh, but he lets off here. Maybe he's going to try and cross him over. And then, so your top 3 are already single file now, but Chastain make a move on the outside of Cendric for 5th place, but Cendric's going to have the preferred line now going into turn 3. They are battling really hard right there. Man, Chastain pinches down on Cendric. Chastain now going to have the preferred line going into turn 5. He may be able to make a move for 5th place. Chastain moving up today after starting around, I think, 9th. He's up to 5th place. Seems to have a strong car. And we'll see. Are they going to move, man? They both send it in there pretty deep. Oh, they touched, man. Oh, and they're 3 wide back of the pack. Who's that? Oh, Custer makes contact with, I believe, Chris Buescher going up from turn 5 to turn 6, going up the hill there. They all seem to work it out. But there's a lot of bumping and banging at this road course. It's so narrow. These restarts are trying to make some space. And Logano looking to make a move to the outside of Bell. But he's not going to have the preferred line, and he's going to lose that spot. Somebody seems to maybe getting to the dirt a bit as some dirt spews up into there. Now Chase Elliott up to 19th after starting in the rear. So that's I mean, I'm really going to be interested to see how quickly he moves his way up through the field. These cautions are definitely going to help him. He's now already up to 18th, making another move. As they come down here to Canada turn, another good passing zone, but no big dive bombs, it seems, this time by. But Alex Bowman seemed to have some struggling issues with overheating a bit.
I'm not concerned with 270. My concern, though, is as we continue to see laps of the dust, debris, grass fly onto the racetrack. If that goes into the grill area, it actually.
Kyle Larson looking to maybe make a move on Byron. Byron, I mean, we only ran 3 green laps. So it seems Larson does not have as good of a long run car as Byron does. So he's probably looking to get by him as soon as he can if he gets the opportunity. Cendric has gotten back by Chastain. And once again, your top 5 has stayed the same since the start. Really been no passing in the top 5 for position. All seem to be pretty even. Wow. Larson sent it in as hard as possible. Larson has a massive send on William Byron. And he sent that thing. Wow, I can't believe he didn't go into the gravel.
I'm going to tell you right now, that was super smart. No big bad lockup. He's not going to have to come to pit road for what we can tell. And he only lost a couple spots. He didn't spin the car out, didn't end up in the grass. Great job. I was either thinking William Byron must have really overdrove it, or no, it was me. It was me. Larson was just way too deep. I just know those most drivers
wow. That was a cent and a half by Larson, man. That was crazy.
Larson to save that. It would have came with it. Marty, you know what's funny? It's right.
But now he's lost the spot in Allmendinger, and now he's back in 3rd, and he's got Reddick and Cendric all over his bumper. So he's going to have to run some really solid laps to get some gap and get some freedom over these guys back here hounding him. Elliott up to 17th now after starting in the rear, and Kyle Busch has also cracked the top 20 after starting in the rear.
That is a Richard Childress racing car, the same as that 99 from Trackhouse. Well, they saw that issue, and you have to wonder sometimes when you see issues like that, what that might mean for the other cars in the
So that's they bring up a great point. Daniel Suarez had an issue with his transmission, and he was running the same setup same equipment that Richard Childress Racing was running. So you wonder if those Richard Childress Racing cars may also end up with transmission issues.
Right now, handling great for Ty Reddick. He said, I don't need any adjustments to this thing. Jeff Parker running in the fourth spot right now is Tyler Reddick. Austin Center behind him in fifth. Ross Chastain sixth.
With Byron, Allmendinger, Larson, Reddick, Cendric, your top 5. Then Chastain, Truex, Dibby, Hamlin, and Bowman round out your top 10. Your biggest movers this race are Kyle Busch up 20 spots, Elliott up 12, and Dillon up 10. Elliott looking to make a dive bomb on Cole Custer for 15th, and now it looks like Chase Elliott will be up to 15. He's now cracked the top 15 only 7 laps into this race.
An okay day in practice. And then in qualifying earlier today, it wasn't a lack of speed for the 9 car. It was lack of laps. It was a time session. And twice during the time session, he was on the racetrack and the caution came out. He actually never really got a
So right now, Byron seems to pull away from Allmendinger and Larson a bit here. Byron seems to have the strongest car as of right now.
There is pace in rhythm, and I have not found it this weekend. Never found it in practice. In qualifying, also a quick session. Didn't find his rhythm. Hasn't said anything on the radio yet about balance, but he's waiting for this long period of time to really understand himself and his car on this racetrack today before he starts giving specific feedback to Alan Gustafson.
But Byron and Elliott already has made up a ton of ground so far in this race. And now we'll be heading to commercial break for the second time today. And yeah, now we'll look through some of the faster lap times and who seems to be making up some of the most ground on NASCAR website here. Hold on. There we go. So Byron, Allmendinger, Larson, Reddick, Cendric, your top 5, then Chastain, Truex, Dibby, Hamlin, Bowman, your top 10. Elliott up to 15th now in this race so early on, and Kyle Busch up 19th. Those guys are some of the biggest movers so far. Also, I'm trying to see who else had to start from the rear today other than them to see how much they moved up. I know, so Justin Haley, Bubba Wallace, and then so Justin Haley, after also starting in the rear, up to 32nd. And Bubba Wallace, after starting in the rear, is running, trying to find him. Bubba, where are you at, man? Bubba Wallace up 30th. So far, struggling for Bubba as he's only gained about 7 or 6 spots, and he's running in 30th after starting in the rear. Some guys who are having tough days so far, it seems. I believe Kevin Harvick is currently running outside the top 20. Where is he at? Kevin Harvick currently running 27th and just cannot seem to find the speed. His fastest lap, 4 seconds slower, it seems, than the leaders. So that's pretty concerning, man. Right now, the fastest lap of the race so far goes to William Byron. And then it is AJ Allmendinger, then Kyle Larson, then Tyler Reddick. And then Ross Chastain seems quite some pace today so far. Obviously, guys near the front or anybody in the front will probably be running the fastest lap times since they don't have to worry about traffic at all. But yeah, so far the only guy who's had an issue so far today is Daniel Suarez, who had a transmission issue and is currently, I believe he's still off track. Or 5 laps down. Either way, he's essentially out of this race. Some guys who I'd look to maybe have some solid runs today who you wouldn't expect would be Cody Ware and Josh Bilicki, currently running 33rd and 34th, respectively, simply because they ran in the Xfinity Series race yesterday and were both in very bad cars and were able to get up into the top 15 for a decent amount of the race. So they seem to maybe have something figured out there a little bit, even though those cars are not that competitive, I dare say. But yeah, now currently we are halfway through stage 1, 8 laps of 14. And honestly, there's not been a lot of passing other than a lot of passing done by anyone else other than Chase Elliott or Kyle Busch. once this field gets spread out, everybody seems to struggle to really make up a lot of ground. There are a lot of pretty good passing zones on this track, though. But now we are back live after the second commercial break of the day. And Chase Elliott looking to make a dive bomb on Joey Logano, going down into turn 1 for 14th position. And he's got him cleared. Now they're going through turn 2 up to turn 3. Chase Elliott up to 14th now after starting out back. And Kyle Busch up to 17th now after starting out back. Ryan Preece after going to back up also to the garage now.
Not having as exciting of a trip to Road America as he had hoped for. Of course, they're difficult on these cars.
But
already we've seen
Ryan Preece and Daniel Suarez, 2 cars already who have had mechanical failures.
And you see another car there coming through with the smoke rolling out underneath it. But this is
So already got 2 mechanical failures out of this race. So it'll be really interesting to see if these cars can handle the attrition later in the run.
They found a way to get those cars to the finish line, but I think a little bit of unfamiliarity with the driver.
Byron, Allmendinger, Larson, Reddick, Chastain, Cendric, your top 5 still.
It's very rough.
So far, the entertainment has been from Elliott and Kyle Busch, seeing them work their way up through the field.
On top of that, you have way more high speed.
Yeah, some guys struggling today are Bubba Wallace, Kevin Harvick, both running outside the top 25.
Pressure and downshift on that transmission. You have to be more precise here if you're going to have the car live. I think about tire fall off, drive.
But yeah, Byron still is the fastest lap on the day. He's got about a second lead over Allmendinger. Allmendinger actually is eating into the Byron's lead just a bit. And then it's about Larson's 3.3 seconds behind Byron. And then pretty much the rest of the field is all separated by about a half second or so from car to car. But we're already to come into 5 to go, I believe, or 6 to go. 5 to go in stage 1. Now that's still a lot of race, and that's still over 20 miles to go. So there's still a lot that can happen. We could even have another caution before then and still get in some green flag lap or 2. Yeah, we're looking at some Chase Elliott's telemetry. It'll be interesting to see how fast he goes down that. I'll call it the back straightaway from turn 3 to turn 5. So he gets down to 55 miles per hour going through turn 3, and he accelerates on the gas, cranking out 9,000 RPM. Looks like a little over 9,000 RPM. Gets all the way up to over 170. He goes to 175, from 55 to 175, all the way back down to 45 miles per hour, from 55 to 175 to 45 in a matter of 2 turns, essentially. So appreciate anybody watching. Drop a like if you haven't already.
That's easier on the component. It's harder on the brakes, but easier on all the other components. Brakes can take it as long as
Byron, Allmendinger, Larson, Reddick, Cendric, your top 5 still. And so now Elliott in 14th caught up to the bumper of Michael McDowell in 13th. And right in front of him is, I believe, in 12th position, the Kurt Busch. So Elliott trying to maybe get Chase Elliott may be able to get some stage points here in stage 1 after starting all the way in the back. Kyle Busch also up to 16th after starting dead last in 40th.
I think a couple drivers were the same as you. It's not as fast of the racetrack as it looks. And talking to Cindric about going around the carousel, he's like, "Oh, it's not fast. It's slow. We're creeping. We're hardly even touching the throttle."
So Byron, don't want to knock over you, Jeff. I'm sorry. I just threw up these posters yesterday evening. I'll probably get them on here a bit better, but sub for Diecast giveaway. You already see it. But yeah, Elliott looking to maybe make a move on the inside of McDowell going down into turn 1. But Allmendinger and Byron have kind of maintained the gap. And now Larson maybe seeming to have a better long-run car as he is actually cutting down on the lead that Byron had. He's knocked off half a second this last lap. So, interesting. It may, on the longer runs, after maybe over like 6 or 7 laps, which is a long, pretty decent long run for Road America. Larson seems to maybe have a bit of a faster car, but I'm not sure yet. We'll find out maybe after this lap. Haven't really seen anybody losing a ton of spots too far early in the race.
5 starts here in the Xfinity Series, so this huge crowd on July 4th that joined the Cup cars. Ross has seen it before here in Wisconsin, supporting NASCAR in the Xfinity Series. Right now, the concern for Ross, a little right in front.
I do think the only guys I've seen that have really fallen off are Hamlin has dropped about 7 or so spots from the beginning, and Suarez after qualifying 11th is already out of this race. So that's honestly a really tough one for that team. I know that team, just bought Ganassi Racing, really looking to have a bright future, and this weekend here is not what they wanted to have. But Suarez and Priest are your 2 cars already out in this race.
Just couldn't quite get a lap in qualifying. Every time they were on a lap, the red flag would come out. But even more remarkable, considering that Austin was in the Trans Am race earlier this weekend, and on Thursday.
So Austin Dillon could be an underdog as he was in the Trans Am race this weekend. So he definitely has gotten a lot of experience, and I know he's raced here in Xfinity probably at least a couple times. Currently he's not running too hot though. Currently he's running in about 20th position, and his brother though, Ty Dillon, has spun around. No caution though. 3 to go in the stage now. Cendric and Truex come to pit. So I can't believe Ty Dillon did not just crash. But look at this. Oh, and another guy off track. Kyle Tilley. Kyle Tilley also in the gravel now. It's been a tough weekend for the team Live Fast. I know that they had a crash in practice. I'm not sure if they had to go to backup or not. I can't remember, but a lot of guys coming to pit here with 3 to go on the stage, trying to play some strategy here for the long race run. Cendric, Truex, and McDowell, some who have come here to pit road now. And now those guys pitting as we Chase Elliott into the top 10, so he'll now be able to get some stage points. And Kyle Busch also on the pit road. I love that patriotic skill scheme. I need a diecast of that one too. I like some of these red schemes. I don't know what it is. I like that Skittles scheme. I like the Busch Apple scheme. Oh, caution is out. Caution is out with 3 to go in the stage. This will end the stage. Kyle Tilley on pit got stranded in the gravel in the 78 car.
Let's take a look at what happened to the 78 and how he got here. That's a carousel. Looks like the left front. The left front was low on the car, looks like, guys. Look at a tire down or suspension problem.
So, mechanical failure, it seems, for the 78 car, which caused this issue.
England brings the caution out. With that car where it is, if we look at this shot right here, they have this little area. I'm going to see if I can draw on it. That right there, I call it the get out of jail free hook. It's optional, and you can put a strap front and rear bumper. This will allow the safety workers to.
But yeah, so 3 to go.
They can just hook to that and drag this car out of the sand. But you see how the front got stuck in.
So I think this is going to be the end of the stage here. So most likely, unless these guys pit here.
This will finish the stage. Looks like it might take a little while to get to the out of here as he is buried almost up to.
Kyle Tilley, though, that 78 car is buried. He's like a foot in underground in that sand. I can't believe he even was able to get it down there that deep.
Exiting pit road, so even though the advantage that he thought he had, it's going to go away now. It's just evaporating to the finish. We'll be right back with more from Road America.
Appreciate everybody watching. We're at our, I believe, 3rd commercial break of the day.
A lot of people think dealing with COPD is a walk in the park. If I have something to help you breathe better,
Yeah, now we'll look through some of the fast. If Larson, I don't know if Larson was gaining on his leaders or not, because I thought he was maybe there towards the end of that stage. Obviously, it's hard to tell because they don't necessarily have all the telemetry, but so far though, over 5 laps, the people with the fastest 5-lap averages, or the fastest overall lap average, and then Kyle Larson, William Byron, Chris Buescher, Hamlin, Allmendinger, Briscoe, Newman, Davidson. Okay, I think this is kind of inaccurate. I'm not sure, but so I kind of don't believe that James Davidson is having one of the top 10 lap averages. Not that he couldn't, but so yeah. Speaking, yeah, and he's running in 20. But so yeah, so tire strategy was played by, I believe, Bubba Wallace, Marola, Chase Briscoe, Austin Dillon, Kyle Busch, Michael Busch were like about 10 or so cars that pitted before the end of the stage. But I do appreciate everybody watching. I mean, anybody would like to talk in the chat. Do you think that the red or the blue is better here before you? If you can see that. So, right now we are under caution for the stranded 78, Kyle Tilley, who got stuck in a gravel pit with 3 to go in the stage, which will probably end the stage. And it was right in the middle of some guys are making some strategic pit stops to try and set them up for the end of the race. So it'll be interesting to see, though, because are they just going to close pit road to the end of the stage, or are they going to allow people to pit now if they want to? And, like, I don't know. This is going to be really interesting here because it could put some guys in a position whether or not they want to choose stage points or set themselves up for the end of the race or not, because now it's going to make, if some people do pit, it's going to make it even harder for these guys who pick stage points to make their way back up through the field during the second stage. They could go from starting in about like 8th or 9th to starting in 15th or 16th. And we all saw what happened towards the end of the Xfinity Series race yesterday. Guys who started after that tire strategy, guys who started back like Cendric, Allgaier, they got caught up in a late wreck that ruined their races, and Cendric probably would have been the winner of that race otherwise. But we are back after this fourth commercial break already.
There's brats, there's beer. It's a lot of fun for everyone involved. Milwaukee Bucks fan. There's a lot going on. So we had two other penalties during the split sequence.
So
before Michael McDowell,
Austin Dillon,
Chase Briscoe,
Michael McDowell, and Chase Briscoe all got penalties during this last set of pit stops. So that's going to ruin their strategic pit stops.
So he doesn't have as good a vision getting into his pit box as he normally would. And another thing I think that hurts that and makes that more possible, Jeff, man, you took a lap around this track and came down pit road, and the boxes are really short, right? So
yeah, now this is going to be interesting here. I'm trying to figure out what lap they're on. I think they're on lap 13 or so. So William Byron, I assume, is going to be the stage winner. Then Allmendinger, Larson, Reddick, Chastain, Hamlin, Briscoe, Bell, Bowman, Busch, and Elliott will collect that final stage point.
Until the end of the stage, so they're going to make everybody go around until the green and white checker comes out, which means William Byron's going to win stage 1.
So William Byron's going to win stage 1 today.
He was able to get out of that gravel pit, and he's making his way back into the garage. Jack Collinsworth, he is out there enjoying some of the coolest fans in all of racing.
We have found the most prestigious mobile home winners of the Awesome Campsite Award. It's the Andrews and the Niles family from Janesville.
The most prestigious campsite award.
I think it's got to be our enthusiasm and the outfits. Enthusiasm and the outfits.
You just couldn't stop buying anything, could you?
Not buying anything.
It's simple words to live by. Party like a patriot. Boom, y'all.
I agree. I think it was the outfits. Those are spectacular. Congratulations to them on winning that prestigious award.
So yeah, your stage 1 winner will be William Byron, then AJ Allmendinger, Kyle Larson, Tyler Reddick, Ross Chastain, Denny Hamlin, Christopher Bell, Alex Bowman, Kurt Busch, Elliott. And so as of right now, those 3-point gap from Larson to Hamlin. Larson now has a 1-point lead in the points over Denny Hamlin.
Not even loaded.
It's a pressurized cabin. Why would I load it in the cabin? It's the canvas movie this summer. That should be fun. Jaw-dropping action. I got one. It's wildly entertaining. I'll get my coat. Let's practice action hero perfection. Look forward to that. The Tomorrow War, now streaming. Rated PG-13. Jason, did you know Geico can save you hundreds on car insurance and a whole lot more? Cool. So what are you waiting for? Michaela Maroney to get your frisbee off the roof?
I'll get it.
Wow.
Here you go.
Thank you, Michaela.
Dude, get it. I'm not getting it. You get it. You threw it. It's your frisbee.
Dude, there's like already been 5 commercial breaks in this thing. Like NASCAR, they have way too many commercial breaks. I do have to say that. That like really hurts them. These commercial breaks are lasting forever. But yeah, we're currently under caution for Kyle Tilley getting stuck in the sand, which ended stage 1 because it came out with 3 to go in the stage.
Earlier today in Mid-Ohio, pole sitter Joseph Newgard led 73 of 80 laps to get his Team Penske's first victory of the season, holding off Marcus Ericsson and avoiding a late race heartbreak. He has suffered the past 8 races on this July 4th. Mr. 7-time Jimmy Johnson, Carvana and American Legion honored veterans with patches from both organizations featured on his 48 car. Next race for the NTT IndyCar Series, that's the Music City Grand Prix from Nashville. That's August 8th on NBCSN. I cannot wait to see these Indy cars go over the Korean War Veterans Memorial Bridge right over the Cumberland River. There are limited single-day tickets that are on sale this Tuesday. Racing, fireworks, concerts. What an exciting weekend it will be for the NTT IndyCar Series. So Rick, this is right there. 1 to go. Final lap of stage 1. This will be the easiest stage win for William Byron ever since the yellow came out. How about a word today? The yellow came out, but well, the yellow came out. He's pretty much had it under control. So these cars should come around.
Steve, as long as he stays on the track, right, to take that green and white checker.
Well, you know,
He was reminded of that. When you do it, but
Martin wasn't it? Bristol,
Xfinity race pulled in the pits.
Yeah, Cale Yarborough was going to win the race.
I think David Green ended up winning that race.
Cale Yarborough did it. What did Kyle Petty tell us when the King won his 200th? That's right. Cale was running second, and he pitted with one to go with the Firecracker 400 in whatever year that was.
There again, I think finished second.
Finished second because of that. Oh, yeah.
Kyle Petty dollars get dropped.
I was going to save it because I knew that'd be like a good trivia dinner one night, but now we've told the world. I'm sure it's going to work. Parker, we've seen a few penalties on pit road. The drivers coming backwards. The pit crew having to figure out a different orchestration to the pit stop. What are you seeing and hearing down there?
Right, Steven. A lot of the teams down here reminding the drivers to only run through 2 boxes or catching people do that. Here for the Ford team and Kevin Harvick, they have actually an empty stall on the other side of them. So they're telling Kevin, you can use that. You can use the exit here, but be careful coming in. And you see these crews. Yesterday we saw the AJ Allmendinger crew. They jumped over too early. Other times they hesitate. It's so awkward, as you know. When you change that choreography, you change your perception, how you view the car coming in. It's hard to time it. And so when you're down here and you're watching these crews, one of the most visible explanations that they're struggling is that you see them hesitate or they'll jump and then not jump. And it's really interesting to watch them try to navigate doing this from an entirely different angle. I think the other thing, guys, you got to keep.
So here we are. We're going to be coming here to get some
uphill. And clearly that's the
pace laps.
But as you get to the box where Kevin Harvick is, that is still uphill. So Kevin Harvick's got to keep
pace lap. I'm so tired.
the entire time of this.
So we are coming to pit road. See how this all sorts out here in a second. This is going to be really critical.
So everything.
So it's William Byron who wins stage 1. Allmendinger, Larson, Reddick, and Chastain. The top 5 on this 4th of July from Road America. Already some great racing. It's Byron who gets stage 1.
Championship has stood the test of time.
And now we're on a commercial break for like literally like the 8th time today, and we're only to stage 1. So this race is going by pretty quick, though. It's stage 1, even with 2 cautions. It's only been an hour long. Maybe update on maybe the battle for the bubble for the playoffs would be, well, now Kyle Larson would be the points leader, but guys, the Kurt Busch only has a 3-point lead over Chris Buescher. Let's see who did either of them get stage points. I think Kurt Busch might have. Kurt Busch got 2 stage points, and Chris Buescher did not get any. So now his gap has grown to 5 points. Daniel Suarez, who was moved all the way up to 18th in the points, already out of this race. He's going to collect probably 1 point for the race today. This could kill his playoff hopes, which really sucks after they're having a lot of really good momentum going for that team. Then Ricky Stenhouse Jr., who hasn't gotten any stage points, or at least not yet. Bubba Wallace hasn't either. Matty Diaz got in Steve, right? Or did he? Oh, I think. Oh no, Matty D pitted. He's trying to go for the race win strategy. Ross Chastain did stay picking up 5 stage points. So everything helps. Pretty much from him on back, it's over 100 points. So I'm not back anytime soon. And yeah, and then on the positive side of the playoff cut line, then it's Tyler Reddick, 6 stage points, which is just going to boost his. Going to be over 50 points, which helps him. He was getting closer to the playoff bubble, which I'd bet you he didn't like. Austin not getting any stage points, and today's going to be a rough day for Austin Dillon, so he may lose some, but he's still probably going to have at least 80 points. And then Kevin Harvick, who is having a rough day right now. He's been right outside the top 25 all day. He has 100 over the cutoffs, so I doubt he'll miss the playoffs, but who knows? And yeah, nobody needs to talk about Denny Hamlin missing the playoffs.
The 20 of Christopher Bell was trying to get by the 21 of Matt DiBenedetto. You see them here, and listen to what Christopher Bell had to say.
What happened with the 21? Well, he went to go protect the bottom, and then left me half a lane on the top, and braked earlier than I anticipated. So I had to go through the grass. It looked like he could decide where he wanted to be there. Yeah, he did good. He blocked the bottom and the top.
bit of right front damage to that fender. Oh, they'll be able to make some repairs to get the arrow back on that car, but I don't know if he was going to make the corner, even if, I don't know if, Matt Gross said earlier, like the 20 just took the corner a little bit. But.
All right, it's time for Big Cruz to go to work, and we'll throw down the date.
Rick, the 16 of A.J. Allmendinger, pretty decent for him, but they're going to lower the air pressures in all 4 tires to make that car more compliant for the driver. One thing they're not going to do, according to the team, is work on that helmet hose. A.J. should be asking for bags of ice and water to keep himself cool as he can this afternoon. Meanwhile, the leader, William Byron, also on pit road. The car operating very well for him. He's led the whole way for this stage, third of the season for him. No real changes to the car, so just a good start. That's pretty typical.
11 teams, short pitting stage 1, the best of these guys who led the entire race. They started around 9 tenths or so. Kyle Larson said, once we don't go top 5 that one time, he said, I was afraid to try and elevate. I got to work myself up to it. He said,
Larson having a really slow pit stop. And Hamlin, big pit stop now. He's going to gain like 4 spots. Elliott gains 4. Allmendinger loses 8 spots, man. That's oof.
Difficult stop, though, for Allmendinger. Lost 8 spots on pit road. Back restart.
Elliott gained 4 as well.
This next step for me is for every kid out there with a dream.
It's a decent enough exit to keep the power of play. But here comes Norris again this time. It's the inside of turn 6. Lando Norris has got Lewis Hamilton, and he moves back up into the podium places.
There was a bit of an incident on the last lap. I think Vettel getting involved here as well, and Riker and Russell obviously
Get out.
2 very, very good friends as well.
Good friends, former teammates.
To be honest.
They used to call me Sir House back in the day. I know you will claim Sir Will is the sauciest guy they know. Well, when I used to date Lexi, she said I was saucy.
Sonic Crave Cheeseburger. He was saucy cat, man. A lot of people think dealing with COPD is a walk in the park. If I have something to help you breathe better, everything would be fun and nice. But I still have bad days, flare-ups. Permanently damage my lungs. My lungs need protection against flare-ups. So, it's time to get real. Because in the real world, our lungs deserve the real protection of Breztri. Breztri gives you better breathing, symptom improvement.
Dude, there have been so many commercial breaks. I'm about to like go crazy. So many commercial breaks. I'm about to like. Yeah, so now the running order for the race after all that has cycled. Oh no, they hasn't cycled through quite yet. And I do have to say, somebody said that with road courses, maybe keep stage racing, but like just get rid of the cautions and just at those laps, at those like checkpoints in the race, the top 10 get points. And I think that's a better idea because the caution laps on road courses, you want as few of them as you can, especially Road America. It's so big. It's just like it's honestly just annoying. But here we are back live. Probably gonna get the green here in a second.
Wisconsin, back in 1956. NASCAR running for the first time. Tim Flock got that first win. It was actually a rainy day. He was able to outdo the competition. Look back on 1956. What was going on? How about the first commercial videotape recorder was introduced? Peacock for NBC made its debut. It was an 9-hour. The Interstate Highway System signed into existence. Flock won the race. Elvis Presley's first appearance on the Ed Sullivan Show. Don Larson throwing a perfect game in the World Series in October, and then the Summer Olympics in November. Yeah, but it was down under in Melbourne, Australia. And how about a few drivers that celebrated 1956 as the year they were born? Rusty Wallace, Rudd, Terry Labonte, and DJ. Stack your town right there. Yes, it was. So we talk about strategies and opportunities and the risk reward of
Hopefully we'll be coming to get this green here, I believe, this time by. So now, after all the strategy, Truex, Dibby, Cendric, Kyle Busch, Almirola, Alfredo, Wallace, Bilicki. I don't think Bilicki's up there. I think Wallace. We'll find out here in a second, though. Okay, Wallace, Bilicki, Ty Dillon. 9 cars on not old tires because they hardly even probably ran more than a couple turns on them. And before the caution came out, and then everybody Byron the first car on essentially fresh tires in 10th. So here we are, beginning of stage 2 after Byron won stage 1 over Allmendinger and Larson. And here we go. And they're rolling. Truex with a really good restart. But Dibby getting a solid push from Kyle Busch on the outside. Looking to anybody make any moves. Cendric looking to send it 3 wide for the lead. Oh, Truex loses 2 spots on the inside and outside. Gets past in turn 1. And Cendric now to the lead. He gets a 2 for 1 in turn 1. And they are all over the place behind him. These slower cars are all, like, you know, in the way for these guys' leaders. Byron, these guys, they're struggling to make it through because it's such a narrow track. Now Byron up to 7th place, looking to make a move on Wallace for 6th. And they are 3 wide back there, though. Ooh, Hamlin and Reddick tap bumpers. Larson and Hamlin tap bumpers. Hamlin's like a roadblock right now. So far, Byron's the biggest mover. He's up in 7th. Trying to make a move on Almirola for 6th. He's going to have him cleared going down in this turn probably because he's got the preferred line.
Great job.
Man, this is Byron now up to 6th after restarting 10th. Hamlin up to 9th after restarting 11th. And Reddick and Larson, Elliott. And then people who stayed out on old tires who are flying backwards are Alfredo and like Bilicki and some people like that. But man, this is a crazy pass, 3 wide for the lead. Cendric just sends it in. Truex too early. He was too gentle with it, and he got passed on the inside and outside. That was crazy.
But Austin told me, you know, in the Xfinity car, I can lead on people with a car. I can't do that in this Cup car. That's something.
But they're interesting to see how well these guys, if Byron can just plow his way through these guys or he can't. But now DiBenedetto looking to make a move on Cendric after 1 green flag lap in stage 2. Matty D looking to make a move on Cendric, but he backs off as they go into turn 1. Kyle Busch has also gotten by Truex. Byron's still in 6th place, though. Reddick has gotten by Hamlin up to 9th. But it's hard to pass. Almirola, Ty Dillon, these guys are still in front of these guys on fresh tires, even though they're probably a lot slower.
Think about the situation with these 2 drivers, right? The rumors are Brad Keselowski leaving Team Penske. If that is true, the 2 opens up.
Suarez is back on track. 10 laps down, though, so he's just trying to get any points he can. He's fallen out of the top 20 as is. Kurt Busch right now is a 12-point lead over the cutoff line over Chris Buescher. Then Dibby, 41 points back. Wallace, 43 points back.
Part of the reason is because of the conversations they had after Sonoma. Matt felt like the car just wasn't where it should be. And admittedly, the team hadn't spent a lot of time massaging on this car. It was kind of
and Dibby's really looking to try and get a move on Cendric for the lead.
A lot of time spent on it by the team. Matt said the team went to work, and when they went to practice yesterday, he said
he's always got to go fast because Kyle Busch is now catching up to him. And Byron has gotten by, I believe, who's that? Bubba Wallace for 5th. And now Reddick has gone by Almirola and Ty Dillon. He's up to 7th.
They drove away from it a little bit.
Now, Larson seems to have one of the better long-run cars, so it'll be interesting to see once we get it, if this whole stage goes green, if he can maybe make some moves. Dibby really looking to make a move. He's really wanting to make this pass on Cendric. You wonder if he's burning up those tires, though, right now.
Continue to fight it out, and we see that 21 of Matt DiBenedetto not letting Austin Cindric even catch a breath. Everywhere around this track, he is.
Oh, man. Dibby is all over the bumper of Cendric as they come down the main stretch.
Running this road course hard.
They're gapping Kyle Busch now, even. But you wonder if they're using up their stuff right here, battling for the lead.
Down this long straightaway.
Here's to the inside.
Larson's gotten by Hamlin.
Think about it.
Man, Dibby is getting all into the bumper of Cendric now. And now he looks to make a move on him into the inside at turn 3. He's there. He's there. Is he going to be able to have a good enough of a run off? He's going to have to try and clear him because Cendric's going to have the preferred line when they go down into turn 5. He gets into the grass a bit. They make contact. Kyle Busch is gaining up on him. He's going to have a draft on him. He may be able to make it 3 wide down this straightaway. Oh, he's drafting Cendric, maybe give him a little bit of a touch, give him a little bit of a boost. Now they come down here under heavy braking into turn 5, no lockups. Cendric able to clear him, but Dibby going for the crossover now. He'll have the preferred line going up the hill into turn 6. And Matt DiBenedetto looks like he's going to get the lead from Austin Cendric. He does. Now will Kyle Busch be able to get by Cendric for 2nd? Oh, but now Cendric looking to go around the outside. Nope. He does not have the preferred lane. He falls back. Now Dibby to the lead over Cendric. Now Kyle Busch looking to make a move on Cendric now. He's looking. He'll probably get him in the next lap if he can. But this bunches up the top 5 again. That battle kind of threw away about a 2nd lead that the top 2 had. Now Byron has these top 4, Dibby, Cendric, Kyle Busch, Truex have been caught by William Byron on somewhat fresher tires in the winner of stage 1. And then it's Reddick, Wallace, Larson, Almirola, Hamlin, your top 10. Wallace and Almirola on older tires. And then Elliott in 11th, Chastain in 12th, Busch in 13th or 14th. Logano 16th, Eric Jones 16th. Something interesting though, Ty Dillon after try to play the strategy, definitely does not have a super fast car. After 5 laps of green flag run, still in 17th position. It's really hard to pass. And he was in the top 10 for 2 or 3 laps. It's hard to pass here. I mean, at least after the first lap, you can, but you really have to use your bumper. But now Dibby putting a gap over Cendric. Kyle Busch looking to maybe make a move on Cendric going down into turn 1. Backs out of it. Probably the smart decision earlier in this race. Now we got 10 to go in stage 2. So far, the only incidents today have been Daniel Suarez on lap 3 screwed up his transmission. Now they're 10 laps down, essentially out of the race. Ryan Preece also had a mechanical failure. He's out of this race. Kyle Tilley with 3 to go in the stage got stuck in a sand trap. And I mean stuck, he was a foot under in that sand, a foot under. He was stuck. So that ended the stage, gave the win to William Byron. And with the way the stage points came out, Larson, as they run, has a 1-point lead over Denny Hamlin in the points.
21-33-18.
Yeah, and then there's some tire strategy played though throughout that, and it moves some new guys to the front. About 10 guys are able to move to the front because of that. And now, as they work their way into stage 2, it's Byron has been the biggest mover, only from 10th to 5th though, so it's been hard to pass. I do appreciate anybody out there watching this afternoon. So, yeah, now as we look through some of the faster lap times, who is is there anybody here? We'll look at lap averages really quick here. Yeah, reload it, maybe give it a second update. Yeah, let's look at who's ran the fastest lap that time by. Dibby ran a 136.63, Cendric 136.69, Bush 136.7, Truex 136.7, William Byron 136.66, so almost on pace with the leader. Tyler Reddick 136.8, Larson 136.581, the fastest lap or 137, so actually no, slower. My bad. But the previous lap he ran a 136.1, so he's definitely got some speed. Reddick's definitely got some speed, 135.86. I wonder what the fastest laps are. We'll go to the leaderboard and see if So Dibby's fastest time was 135.27. Cendric's a 135.369. Let's look at anybody else. Truex does not seem to have a lot of speed. His fastest lap is almost a second slower. William Byron, though, with a 134 flat almost, which is, I think, the by far fastest lap. Then Larson with the second fastest lap, a 134.2, and then Reddick with a 134.4. Wonder what Allmendinger's is all the way back here. Allmendinger's fastest lap, a 134.1. So Allmendinger with the second fastest lap. But yeah, as they run, Dibby, Cendric, Bush, Truex, Byron, Reddick, Larson after 20 of 62 laps. And then Bubba, Elliott, and Hamlin are your top 10. Allmendinger in 13th after restarting 18th because of a really bad pit stop. I think he restarted 19th, but yeah, really rough day for them. I'd say only 3 cars, I'd say, out of this race. Once you go more than one lap down in this race, you're essentially out of it. Kyle Tilley, Daniel Suarez, Ryan Preece. And then, yep. Looking for anybody. Corey LaJoie running in about 20th position. He's having a solid day today. But now we are back live. And Hamlin overruns turn 5 down here, it looks like. Trying to go around. And he goes deep into the sand trap. Wow, that's off-road.
Yeah, that big drop into the gravel lot. He doesn't get stuck. You just don't know the radiator ductwork. Once again, he takes a big chunk out of the grass, the splitter, the radiator.
So that makes it, this could be a pretty bad day for Hamlin. I wonder how much damage. If he got some big damage to the front end, that's not good. Overran it into turn 5. Goes way off. Goes through the sand trap, through grass. He plows in there. He rejoins the track. Doesn't lose too much time, but still. You wonder if I wonder if they'll show us a shot of what his splitter looks like at right now. Looks okay. Maybe propped up a tiny bit, but looks okay.
I don't know how you're going to help me, but please help me, because that is the worst of the two things. Brake fade and wheel hop, Marty.
But he's currently running 16th now. So he's probably going to be making a pit stop here, Hamlin, an unscheduled pit stop. But this could help their strategy. But Dibby keeping about a 1 second lead over Cendric, so he hasn't grown it that much. But then it's Bush, Truex, Byron, Reddick, and Larson, then Elliott. Somebody off track a little bit, kicking up some dirt. You see that a lot. Yeah, Kurt Busch currently has that last stage point. And Allmendinger now all the way up to 11th after restarting 19th. He's gained probably the most spots this run. He's looking to make a move on Kurt Busch for 10th. I'm really kind of bummed that he's not running full-time next year. He's only running part-time. I wouldn't be surprised if he won a road course early on if they tried to switch him over to full-time. Because I'm sure, I mean, he could probably easily get top 30 in the points. As long as he's able to run top 15 or top 20 even consistently and have just one win. Oh, now Denny Hamlin's saying they're going to leave him out on the track. And if things get worse, they'll bring him back in. He still seems to be pretty fast. He just made a pass on somebody up to 15th now. Going to try and rebound. Oh, man, Dibby must be falling off here because I bet you Dibby used up his tires trying to get by Cendric, because now Cendric's caught back up to the bumper of Dibby, and he was able to make a pass on him. Brad Keselowski off in the last turn. He gets it going in the right direction again now. But now he is. Oh, yeah. He tried to send it in on Michael McDowell. And
that's turn one. No. Yeah, that wasn't the incident. That was turn one.
So it looks like earlier, Brad Keselowski got together with Michael McDowell and maybe cut down a tire or something. I don't know. Well, anyways, Brad Keselowski kind of knocked Michael McDowell off the track there a bit. And then Brad Keselowski maybe just loses it going a bit too fast through that last turn. So apparently now he's saying that he locked up his right front, and that caused him to spin.
In that particular race, it's been a rough one again this weekend, Brad. Also, Cedric is all over.
But right now, with the points cut off as it is, if Dibby were to win, since he's below the cut line, that would mean he'd have 12 winners and knock Kurt Busch out, and he would be nearly 60 points behind Reddick. So that would make things a lot more interesting. I mean, not a lot more interesting. It'd make it a lot more challenging for you to get in from out, because it wouldn't only knock him 60 back, it'd make Buescher 70 back, and it'd make Wallace and Chastain over 100 back, which would essentially knock them out of it. So if somebody below the cutoff wins, it essentially makes it a must-win for anybody who's previously below the cutoff, other than maybe Kurt Busch or Chris Buescher.
Exactly right. 60 points behind the cut line. So is he points racing into the playoffs, or does this crew chief say, you know what, let's hit before the end of stage, keep this track position, because a win automatically moves us into the playoffs. So that is a tough decision. And it's going to be even tougher because other cars are going to come to pit road. You know you're going to lose a position to every one of them. I think you have to stay in position to win the race. I don't know. You can come. Oh, look at this right here.
Oh, now Cendric looking to make a move on the outside of Dibby through turn one. Is he going to get it to stick? Oh, they touch a bit. Cendric looking to take the lead. Kyle Busch going to follow through. Now Dibby back to third. I think he definitely used up his tires earlier in the run. And that's going to cost him now as he goes from first to third in a matter of a corner. And now Cendric, your new leader with 6 to go in the stage over Kyle Busch. And then it is Dibby, Truex, Reddick, Byron. And these guys are all within, I believe. Oh, somebody's slow, it looks like. Cody Ware. Oh, but now Cendric locks it up going through turn 5, and he's off the track. This may give the lead to Kyle Busch going into turn 6. Kyle Busch is there. Is he going to be able to get by him? He doesn't clear him yet, and now Austin Cendric will have the preferred line through the next turn. Oh, but it looks like he locks him up again. You wonder if Cendric's got a problem now. If he maybe one of those tires is flat. Austin Cendric slow now, dropping to 5th or 6th. Oh, and now Cendric has spun. Cendric gets the lead, and in the matter of one lap is now spun out. So mechanical failure looks like for Austin Cendric, which really sucks, as he probably had a top 5 day, or he had some really actual speed in that car.
Not just stepping on the gas that affects it, it's also when you go to downshift, it's going to make a big difference on the decel. He has drive, so that makes me think he might.
But now we're looking at a replay. Austin Cendric after just the car falling apart.
And the wheel hop might have broken, or he got in there too deep because he was having a problem. It's hard to know which it is.
Yeah, Austin Cendric, mechanical failure for sure. Probably going to end his race, which is some tough luck. He had a sharp car. Was maybe in position to win stage 2, actually. The thing just snapped around on him.
I don't know. You're right. Let's listen in.
But here we're looking at a replay, trying to see if anything happened.
An axle broken at that point. Right. Agreed. See right here, he's got good acceleration. There's broken. Yep, there broken. He said he thinks it might be the left rear shaft. Is what he's saying right now. So trying to diagnose it while he's trying to come to pit road.
Yeah, Austin Cindric now out of the race. I'll say that as kind of the quote-unquote fourth DNF of this race. Three cars already out of this race with mechanical failures, which is what we're on pace to have like 5 or 6 cars out then due to mechanical failure. Appreciate anybody watching. Drop a like if you haven't already. Hope you're enjoying your 4th of July. With 5 to go now in the stage, Kyle Busch leading over Truex, Reddick, Dibby, Byron, Larson, Elliott, Chastain, Busch, Allmendinger.
So he's pushing the right rear. You got to see if the rear ratchet go to the other side. They're going to spin that tire, and you should be able to hear the ratchet in the rear here. No, that's connected as well. So now, unfortunately, Walker sounds like they're trying to come on. There's a left rear with spin and leaving hard under acceleration. I saw it. Take it to the garage. No, unfortunate. Either way, it's going to be the end of the day, or at least the end of the day of having any sort of chance to win this race.
So a tough day for Austin Cindric now.
I think we're going to see strategy kind of open up here.
Austin Cindric out of this race
But Austin Cindric, he had the pace.
with mechanical failure.
Might get it all the way to the finish.
So having actually a pretty serious attrition rate in this race. And they're battling hard back here in the pack. Oh, and Corey LaJoie runs off, and that's going to... Oh, and Corey LaJoie gets into somebody. I couldn't tell who. He ran off, came down, tried to rejoin almost some... And, man, he should be able to get this thing going again. But it looks like he has some pretty good splitter damage.
But I don't think he'll be able to move. It's like he got off track and was trying to get back on track. Trying to plow.
Oh, man.
And he's going to put a lot of dirt out on the track.
Man.
A lot of turf as well.
Corey LaJoie just dug up a lot of track. Matty D dropping now to 5th place. Yeah, his car is slowing badly. So he's probably going to pit here soon. But that's probably part of their regular strategy call anyways. But he's not going to get any stage points now either. Oh, and there's a big chunk of grass out there on the track. But I don't know if that's enough to throw a caution. But look at this. Corey LaJoie overruns Canada turn, comes and tries to rejoin the track, and it looks like gets into the left rear corner panel of somebody, and it just knocks him back off the track. Taps the wall not too hard, but then he just buries it in the grass, which is going to cause the most damage. That splitter is really killed right now.
Yo, what are you doing? Austin can't get out of the way. You got to get back on the track.
Yeah, but I think if you're Corey, you gotta lift.
Well,
Make sure you have them.
But yeah, Dibby now holding up some traffic here on his slower car. Larson and Elliott, Chastain all lined up behind him, maybe looking to pass him here soon.
But need to keep this track position. Look at Chase Elliott taking the fight to Kyle Larson.
And now Chase Elliott looking to make a move on Larson for 6th.
Look at it, 42 diving to the inside of Kyle Larson here through this corner. Has to give up that position, but so make a note of that. Kyle Larson falling off at the end of this run.
Chase is coming to pit road as long as Matt DiBenedetto, as well as more so. And they lock it up coming down here into pit road. Allmendinger also coming into pit. We'll see who else is pitting here. Kyle Busch leading, though, probably going to win the stage over Truex, then Reddick, Byron, Chastain, Larson, Kurt Busch, Logano. Who else is going to pit? And then Harvick and Bubba Wallace going to round out your top 10. So Elliott, a lot of people pitting. Elliott, Dibby, Allmendinger, Hamlin, Bowman, Almirola, Busher, Bell. Right now, it looks like the strategy was to pit. As right now, it looks like only about 11 cars have stayed out. Probably more than that, but 13 cars have stayed out. Only 13 guys seem to have stayed out. Maybe close to 20 guys or so stayed out. And it looks like about 10, maybe 15 pitted.
This wave of cars, you see all the cars up and down pit road. Any driver that stays on the racetrack is going to have a good chance of scoring points in the stage. We're going to lose a lot of track position when the caution.
Oh wow, a lot of people pitted, maybe 20 cars almost.
A lot of cars on pit road just now as they're coming off of pit road. It's Kyle Busch who's still out front.
Kyle Busch probably going to win the stage.
I was going to just ask you, Jeff. The 18 perhaps could come to pit road as the leader and get to the commitment line before they close pit lane. I'm not sure if he's going to or not. With where he is and the championship battle and all that, I think for the new track position, I think I would.
Well, yeah, now. Tire carcass out there on the track. It's a big piece of debris.
A lot of penalties for driving through 20 spots in and out.
Kyle Busch is pitting here from the lead. So is Truex. So is Reddick's not. The Gibbs teammates come down to pit.
A good recovery from Martin Truex Jr. after practice on day one. He says, "What am I doing?" Talk to crew chief James Small.
So now it looks like Reddick will be poised to win the stage over Byron, Chastain, Larson, Busch.
Was a much better man, according to James Small, the crew chief.
Elliott may even end up getting some stage points here.
Kyle Busch making its way all the way down to pit stall number 1, Dave. Car's been pretty good, especially early in a run. It kind of fades as they run later. It gets full two roots for Kyle Busch.
Reddick, Byron, Chastain, Larson, Kurt Busch, Logano, Harvick, Wallace, Haley will be the top 10. So I think that'll be the top 10 once it all cycles through. Oh, and Truex is going to beat Kyle Busch off pit road. Kurt Busch makes a move on Larson for fourth.
He's another one of those drivers that came in right around the playoff bubble, only 3 points above the cut line. He stayed on the racetrack and he's up into the 4th position. That's a lot of points if he can hold off Larson. Maybe even try to go get his teammate in the 42.
But yeah, wow, that's so now. Oh, Kurt Busch off track. Doesn't seem to have too much damage though. But that lost one position, may lose another. But he's able to make them, but he didn't lose too much.
It only costs him one spot. Right now, it's only one. So they're going to be able to get the real cleaned off. So he'll be okay making this amount of laps.
But yeah, he just overruns this turn. Kurt Busch goes off track. Almost collects a sign. Does he sign? No, he doesn't. But he just gets a lot of grass up on his grill. But nothing too bad, it looks like.
Suffer some type of damage, so heck of a save, but Kurt. A little bit of mistake about the one, but we hear the 19 too fast.
Oh, Truex beat Kyle Busch off pit road, but got a penalty for too fast entering, so that's going to kill that team.
Drivers today, this time it was Martin Truex Jr.
And so now they are coming for the white flag in stage 1. Most likely going to result in Reddick getting a stage win. Maybe, I think that's his first career, the first of the year at least.
Just need to make it turn a little bit better on the right-handers. And there's a lot of them here, including one big right-hander, the carousel. That one goes on forever. So they'll come in soon. He'll be watching the temperatures until he gets that grass off the grill. I'm not sure he's done. Trying to chase the 5 back down. You might be thinking, I get 1 point back. What are we talking about?
For Reddick over Byron, Chastain, Larson, Busch, Logano, Harvick, Wallace, Haley, and Kyle Busch. Kyle Busch still going to get a stage point, it looks like. Maybe even a 2.
You'll be able to get into the corner deeper, run down the straightaway faster. Talking about points, Steve. How about the car? He's in this battle to make the playoffs as well. Staying on track to get those 10 points.
But now this will give Larson even a bigger advantage. Now Larson will have a, I believe, 7-point lead over Hamlin in the points as they run.
He
that first stage, which I love the call. At the stage, but then they have it to the front. I thought this was the stage they would throw away, but they're going to go for significant stage points, even though they pitted Kyle Busch sitting in 10th. And they told him, hey, take it easy. The 19 had that penalty, so you just take care of those tires for this third stage.
Well, I'm looking at some lap times for some guys that did it and just sitting there trying to save tires. Like, some of these guys are creeping around the racetrack because they just spent a line up in front of everybody that pits, so they're trying to just save the tire the best they can.
And Jim, just to add on to Steve's points, we watched Tyler Reddick here come the
Reddick probably going to get this stage win now secured.
The first stage, and he was actually able to pass Byron and when we went from that last restart at the end of stage 1. So this 8 car is